Hi, this is Dan Murphy, and this is my Q4 2018 hackathon project. It's a USB device that manages credentials for applications and websites. You authenticate by entering a master password, and that master password also serves as the encryption key for the rest of the usernames and passwords. With it, you can search for, locate, and select accounts. And when you've selected an account, you can then send the credentials to an application or a web page as if they were typed into the keyboard. You can edit existing account names, usernames, and passwords. You can add new and delete old credentials. You can also generate passwords, sort of like a UUID. You can back up all of your credentials to a text file. There's a decoy password feature that allows you to enter a password if you're under duress, say, and when you authenticate that way, all of the credentials are immediately wiped out from the device. The display of passwords is configurable, and you can also log out via the menu. And you can do a factory reset as well, which will set all of the set the device back to its original state before any credentials are entered into it. It works with EEPROM that's internal to the main chip, which is an ATmega 32U4. There's 1 kilobyte of EEPROM, and within that EEPROM I can store about a dozen or so sets of credentials. It will work either with this display that you see, which is an LED display. It's 132 by 64 pixels, or it will also work with an LCD. That I'll show you in a minute, a 16 by 2 character LCD. Once I've fabricated the custom PCB and printed out a case for the unit, it should be small enough to carry on a keyring. This is version 1 of the project. See this this breadboard here, and this is the LCD that it also works with, 16 by 2 character. And this is version 2 of the project. There's the LCD again here, and the ATmega 32U4 chip, along with the RGB. And this is the latest version. Okay, so let's go ahead and enter the master password. And I'm authenticated to the device now. I can find an account now. There are 3 accounts loaded: Tinkercad, Gmail, and Yahoo. Let's go ahead and see if we can authenticate to Tinkercad. I'll select that account. Send the credentials. And it looks like I'm in. We can go over to Gmail now. Send the username and password there. And I'm logged in there as well. So from the main menu here, I can enter the master password, which I've already done. I can find an account select an account and send the username and password. I showed you that. You can edit an existing account. Right now we're editing the Gmail credentials. I can change the account name, the username, the password. I can indicate a style, which determines whether or not a carriage return or a tab character is sent after entering the password. I can generate a password, which is like a UUID for the account, and I can add an account. Going back to the main menu, I can log out, which means I'd have to re-enter the password for the device in order to gain access to the credentials. I can set the show password feature on or off, and I can do a reset of the device, which sets the device back to its initial condition. It wipes out all of the credentials stored in the device. So there are still some features that I'd like to add to the project. I need to set the lock bits on the ATmega32U4 to prevent an attacker from being able to read the credentials or the source code. I need to add the encryption, which would be SHA-256 to hash the master password, and probably AES-256 or maybe authenticated encryption with associated data like ACORN-128 or ASCON-128. I need to add the ability to interface with a keyboard for entering the credentials that you want to store. Using the rotary encoder works, but it can get tedious after a while. Also, currently the device only stores about a dozen sets of credentials, so I'd like to finish adding an external EEPROM, the 24LC512 from Microchip. That will allow me to store about 256 sets of credentials, which is definitely enough. I want to design the custom PCB and design and print a case for it, and I'd like to finish implementing a doubly linked list that will sort the account names so that when you have a lot of account names, you'll be able to find them quickly. And finally, I'd like to have the device automatically log out after a period of inactivity. And that's it. That's the end of my project. Thanks for listening.